Peace to you all, wherever you may be. In the gospel we've just heard, Jesus says that where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, he's there in the midst of them. Well, we gather today in large numbers, so we can be sure that he's here in our midst. The one who rose from death and returned to the Father hasn't left us orphans. He's with us in an infinite number of ways. And he sends us out to be with the world as he is with us. In sending us out on mission, Jesus gives us a precise task to bind and loose, as we've heard in the gospel. But that doesn't mean that we're expected to lay down the law and punish anyone who dares infringe. We're not sent out as the lawmakers and law enforcers of the world. Jesus says that whatever we bind or loose on earth will be bound or loosed in heaven. Dangerous words, those, especially if we forget that here on earth we have to bind and loose as heaven commands. Only then will our binding and loosing be confirmed by God. If there's a dissonance between our binding and loosing and heaven's, then all we're left with on earth is a destructive authoritarianism, which is at war with heaven. So what kind of binding and loosing does heaven command? Jesus provides the answer. We're called to bind whatever diminishes and finally destroys the human being. Fear, injustice, violence, despair. And we're called to loose whatever makes us more human, more like Jesus, more like God. Love, justice, peace, hope. That's the whole purpose of the church. It's why Jesus has called us to be his disciples and to go out into the world in his name. This has to mean not just words, but action, many different kinds of action. And that's what the annual Catholic campaign is about, binding and loosing in the name and in the power of Jesus Christ. It's our yearly appeal in support of some of the key works of the Church. The Priest's Foundation to support retired priests who have borne the heat of the day. The Mary MacKillop School Access Fund to assist children whose families are struggling to afford a Catholic education. Centrecare's Pastoral Ministries, which serve the neediest of the needy. And Holy Spirit Seminary, which is preparing the priests of the future. Now, each of these works is part of the Church's drive to bind the forces that diminish and destroy, and to loose the forces that liberate and give life. You can support the Catholic campaign in various ways. One of the best is a regular monthly gift of an amount that means something to you. So you might think about that. But however you choose to support the campaign, one thing is clear. Your gift will be the answer to someone's prayers. Jesus says in the gospel that where 2 of you ask anything at all, it will be granted to you by my Father in heaven. How many prayers rise to God each day, each hour of each day, from broken hearts and needy lives? So many cries of desperation, and the Father hears them all. He not only hears, but he answers, and we're part of the answering. So when I ask you to be generous today, I'm asking in the name of an infinitely generous God, and in the name of genuinely needy people whose prayers God hears and wants to answer, but through us. Our generosity will be the answer to their prayers.
Thank you. Thank you for your generosity.
I think of the Priest Foundation as a little like my walking stick, helping me to stay on my feet. The Priest Foundation offers retired priests like me support to cover a basic living allowance, health care, accommodation, and the like. I do not know what the future will bring, but it is reassuring to know that the Priest Foundation will be there for me.
The MacKillop Fund provides financial bursaries to some of our local families experiencing severe hardship. The money you're raising will help to support children who are experiencing very difficult childhoods and gives them the gift of a great Catholic education and a caring school environment when they really need it the most.
As seminarians, we are preparing ourselves to serve our parishioners, to care for you, to grieve with you, and to bind up your spiritual wounds. We are thankful for your gifts to Holy Spirit Seminary. Your generosity helps to provide for our education and formation, so that we can be there to support you and your family now and in generations to come, and to humbly serve Christ with a humility modelled after his own merciful heart.
Pastoral care plays an indispensable role in the life of the Church. Your donations to Centrecare Pastoral Ministries ensure Christ's message of hope and love reaches the most vulnerable people in our community, often when they are in greatest need and have nowhere else to turn. Gifts to Centrecare support the good works carried out by teams of volunteer and paid staff who change many people's lives and add a calming, faith-based dimension to otherwise challenging environments.
Thanks to the annual grants program.
The Powered Festival that brings our youth ministry together through sport and a combined youth mass has been made possible.
Your parish will now begin the collection for the annual Catholic campaign.
To make a gift, take some time now to fill out the envelopes at your seat.
Please make sure to put your gift, even loose coins, in the envelope and seal it to ensure that it gets to those agencies who need your support.
Your contribution is tax deductible and supports the vital work of Centrecare, the Holy Spirit Seminary, the MacKillop Bursary Fund and the Priest Foundation.
There is also an option to make a non-tax deductible gift to support grassroots Catholic ministries through the annual grants program.
We hope you'll consider making a regular monthly gift in whatever amount is right for you.
Monthly giving makes donating easier for you and provides our charities with a reliable source of support. Thank you.
I can promise you that every dollar raised by the annual Catholic campaign will be well spent and accounted for. None of it will be wasted or spent for purposes other than those I've mentioned. You've been wonderfully generous in years past, and I really do say thanks for that.